Why do you support Donald Trump?
Um, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm in the finance field. I also own a lot of apartments and buildings and stuff like that. So for me, probably also part of the probably the three top 3%, right? For me, it's just about like my financial responsibilities. Like I don't really care about his character. Character, I could care less about anybody, whether it was Kamala or Trump. But as far
Kamala.
as somebody being like Kamala, as far as somebody being like um, financial conservative, it would it behooves me to vote for Trump.
Okay. Can you name one Trump economic policy that is better for the context of the entire country?
No, I wouldn't say really the economic policies. What I'm going to really go for is the Department of Energy enforcement changes, as far as like appliances and the cost of appliances, and to be able to um, propose like lower costs, even if they're less efficient, to be able to end the government overreach on appliances and stuff like that. So for me, it's just it's about like
So
one
you want
specific
less
part.
safety regulations in order to have lower
It's not
costs so that
so
you can make
much.
more money?
No, it's not safety regulations. It's actually the fact that they might be less efficient and they're not
Can you give
energy
me an example of
starving.
a specific regulation the Democratic administration is advocating for, the Republican administration is not advocating for, that it would be beneficial to get rid of?
Okay, so Biden had regulations to reduce like efficiencies that the appliances had to be energy starved. They also couldn't run propane or fuel oil for certain things and things like that. Yeah, I know I'm taking you way off topic as a different thing, but what really touches me is like the fact of this. Like if I want to run a propane water heater, I can where in during like the Biden regulations, they would cost more. They were making stuff that was more energy efficient cost less than the less efficient stuff cost more.
What specific and policy did you find this from? Because the appliances, cooking appliances, said its regulation will be implemented in 2028.
Yeah, so it was under the Department of Energy enforcement change.
It's
He
not even
didn't
in
make a
place yet.
policy. Well, he rescinded those things. Is what he did.
No, it was set to be in place by 2028, so it's never been in place
Hmm.
quite yet.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that he's rescinding them,
And
which I think is
this is
good.
on cooking appliances that includes gas stoves. So it's literally just like it says the finalized rule is less stringent than the DOE's original proposal made in 2023 that was subsequently abandoned after a cry from citizens, restaurants, and others. The final rule is expected to affect 3% of gas stove models and 23% of electric stoves on the market, rather than half the gas stove models
Yeah,
as the
twenty
original
three
proposal.
percent of electric stoves is actually pretty high.
That's not that much. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
said literally that your idea that they wanted to like ban those certain things is a myth. So I would love to see a source that justifies anything you just said, because
All
the
right. So on the White House, it's the fact sheet from May 9th, 2025. Rescinding burdensome water rules. He signed a memorandum to eliminate restricted water pressure
what is
and
the title
efficiency
again?
rules. It's called Fact Sheet. President Donald Trump rescinds useless water pressure standards.
This is from 1992. And all it does is say work with the director of office and legislative affairs to recommend to Congress
It's not
any water
19, it
pressure
was
or related energy
2025.
efficiency laws, including the Energy Policy Act of 1992, that should be repealed or amended. That's what they say. So they're just like gonna ask. It's not saying they've done anything necessarily.
Yeah, because it's not an executive order, it's a whatchamacallit, resolution.
So they just say that they've done this to numerous things, and they don't even specify which ones they are. So
Yeah.
this is nothing. This isn't like saying any policy. It's literally just saying, right, like that they want to rescind things.
Yeah.
What regulations? That's the question that it begs.
What do you think that they should like, especially you live in California, right?
Hmm.
I know that a lot of California like toilets have a two-button system. They also, you guys can only like, you have to have certain shower heads to be able to produce less pressure or something like that. So that way you guys can save more.
It's not everywhere, but what's wrong with that?
Well, because wouldn't you want the water pressure, especially for like
I'm
people
sorry,
who
I don't have an
don't?
issue with water pressure living here.
Well, I'm talking from the perspective of people who have like their own wells and stuff like that.
If
Why
you're
should
having
we
an issue
abide
with
by
water
those
pressure
regulations?
for example, your shower, just get a different shower head. That typically fixes it from what
Yeah.
I've dealt with.
Okay.
I live in LA and I don't have issues with water pressure. We have more stringent regulations than the rest of the country, right?
Yeah, you guys do.
Okay. So then what's your point here? Like, I mean, is that you said something relating to water pressure, but you can't even specify specifically what the source you provided in terms of the like the White House doesn't even specify a certain policy. So then, like, what are you referencing in particular to say that Donald Trump has better economic policy? Because I can mention a million different things that Trump is worse on economically speaking. Would you like me to mention some?
Like what?
Yeah, well, we can reference uh, Big Beautiful Bill, which is cutting 420,000 children on average off of their free school lunch and
It
breakfast.
makes me more money.
What?
It saves me a lot more money.
So I'm sorry. So you're willing to cut 420,000 children off of their free school lunch and breakfast on
I
average per
really,
month because it quote unquote saves you money?
yeah, because I really don't care about like
You don't
other
care about
people's.
hungry and starving
I care
children?
about myself. I care about myself.
You don't care about hungry and starving children.
I don't think that we have a starving children epidemic in America. I think we have an obesity problem in
Wait,
America.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you saying that we should cut children off of free school lunch and breakfast and we should get rid of food programs for people who need it? Because it is the case that there are people in our country that
No,
specifically
because state
are
state
obese. Is that
programs,
your argument?
no, state programs will still be able to do
Well, I'm
this.
sorry. So if a certain state wants to starve children, you'd be okay with that?
No, they're not starving children.
Literally, yes, this bill will lead to starving children in schools.
No, I would say
Yes, it
no.
will. Yes, it will.
How?
Wait, if you
How?
want to
How?
save money, why are you going after like literally food for children? Why aren't you going after the DoD? Why aren't you going
So
after
you're
the
trying to
subsidies
attack
for
me with a
massive and
moral
big fossil fuel
position.
companies?
The problem is you're trying to attack me for a moral position when, at the end of the day, like I just said, America doesn't have a starving problem. We have an obesity
Yes, we
problem.
do. We do have a starving problem, right? And we have health
Name
related problems.
name name
We have health related problems in
name
general
a
in this
source
country.
for that,
We have health
Parker.
related problems in this country in general because it is the case that we do not have a universal healthcare system. We don't have any type of system specifically to
Okay.
benefit people's health, right, on a broad scale in terms of socioeconomic programs. Those things are all important, right? Also, like
So
there are plenty of food deserts around the United States and areas in which people can't get adequate access to healthy foods in the United States. Secondly, thirdly, we also need to also have like educational resources for access to different types of dietary needs, right? That it also
okay.
is different depending
Oh,
upon someone's medical needs. So if someone can't afford access to
so,
insurance or for checkups, well, then oftentimes they won't be able to go to a medical professional that would be able to help them with their dietary needs, like their specific dietary
okay.
needs, like how I need specific dietary needs.
Yeah, state. So you made the claim that there are starving kids in America.
Yes.
State your claim. Where can I find that on the internet to prove your claim that there's starving kids in America?
So you think there are zero starving children in America?
I think there is some people that do starve, but
Okay, so you agree with me
on
that there are
average,
starving children in
America.
America, right?
Yeah, but on average,
So you
America
want
doesn't
you
have
want to
a
cause there to be
starvation.
more starving children by restricting children's access to free school lunch and breakfast. Many children, especially that children that I knew when I was younger, relied on free school lunch and breakfast in order for them to have food.
Yeah,
Like
in the
you
United,
understand that this is
I'm
necessary.
saying that. Okay, according to data collected from the 2021 to 2023 by the U.S. Department of
Household
Agriculture.
food insecurity affected 17.9%, 6.5 million of households with children in 2023. That's the sources from the USDA.
I got the USDA. The highest percentage of household experiencing food insecurities would definitely be red states. Blue states don't really have the problem.
Oh, okay. So you
But
agree? Red states, there are more people that need help. So actually, you're going to be harming
well,
red states
I don't
disproportionately.
like red states. I'm not a fan of red states.
Are you? Why?
See, you gotta understand that I am a Republican, but I'm not MAGA. I don't follow all
You
those
don't like
stupid
red
people.
states? What? Don't you like everyone in this country?
I'm not particularly fond of people in red states, though.
But are you
But
fond
I
of
think
people? Are you
when you're
fond of people
talking
in blue
about
states?
no, here's the problem.
I'm
You're
asking.
not
No,
really
hold up, hold
talking
up. Are
about
you fond of people in
starvation.
blue? Are you fond of people in blue states?
Yeah, I like people in blue states,
Why do you not like people in red states then?
but because I think a lot of them are stupid.
You think your own side is stupid?
No, I don't claim them as my own side. Like I said, I'm not MAGA, but I'm definitely a
You do
Republican.
support Donald Trump. You said if you would go back into if you
Yeah,
could
yes,
go
I
back in
do.
time, you would vote for Donald
Yeah,
Trump over Kamala Harris, and then you're calling your
because of
own
my
team dumb.
financial status. Because of my financial status.
So you're
But I
calling
think,
so are you calling other people dumb because it benefits you at the expense of them?
yeah, no.
Nice yeah there. You literally just told us exactly what you were actually thinking.
But I think there's a more of a poverty issue than a starvation issue. Because even
Wait,
people who,
I'm sorry. You understand that starvation would be an aspect of poverty for many people. So if you address poverty, you can also address starvation.
Where does the
Now you
U.S.
understand that
rank in starvation?
you understand that like the people who are advocating to address both of them are Democrats, not Republicans, right? And also, you're advocating to literally increase the level of poverty by supporting people like Donald Trump. Because it is the case that he involves himself with policy that decreases taxes on rich people, such as yourself, to increase taxes on working class Americans and people in need. I have a question. Do you make over $400,000 a year?
Yeah.
Yeah? So you're saying on the little bit you'll get extra on what you make over $400,000 a year. You're willing to say that just because of that money, you're willing to kick hundreds of thousands of children on a monthly basis off their access to free school lunch and breakfast.
No, because we got to understand that the cause of this so-called insecurities that you're talking about are poverty and low-income people, the high cost of living in certain places, the
Can you tell me
systematic
what Donald
inequality.
Trump's housing affordability
Wait,
policy
wait, wait.
is?
No, I actually don't. You want to
So how
enlighten
is
me on
Trump
that?
going to address any of those conditions?
You want to? Oh my god. Yeah, see, you can't even. I'm looking at something. Hold on. There's only been about 100 a year
Do you
of
remember what my
starvation
question? Do you remember
in
what
the
I
United
said?
States. No, what did you say? No.
I literally said something to you and you just completely ignored it and you just like were silent for a bit looking at something.
Yeah, because like I said, I was trying to looking at this.
You were what?
Yeah, there's been less than 100 people on average per year that starvation in America.
So you will increase that
Oh,
number.
it's like I said, it's not a
By the way, wait.
starvation
You
problem.
understand that that number
Like
will
I just said, no,
if you reduce people's access to food, that number will increase in America. And also, I wonder where you're getting that number from. And each of those are people. No one in this country should starvation. That's ridiculous.
yeah, nobody should, but we have one of the lowest starvations per 1,000 people, right?
So then why do you want
And
to
I'm
make it
looking at
worse by
this.
reducing access to food?
This is the World Population Review.com of starvation deaths by country in 2025. The United States doesn't even register.
So do you want to address the fact that you're going to cause more people to die? No one should die because of lack of food access? And for
I
the
don't think that
people who
no,
are food insecure, they should not be food insecure. They should be able to have adequate access to food.
okay, so the starvation deaths in 2019 was zero point 0.7 per 100,000 people. So we're talking what? 700 or 70?
Dude, I don't think anyone,
Yeah, but the
should.
saying is that we don't have a starvation problem.
Yes,
We
we
have an
do.
obesity
You know what
problem.
that number should be?
We
Zero.
have an
That
obesity.
number should be zero.
No country in the world has zero.
You said no country has zero? You
No
understand?
country in the world.
Wait, what's your source on that? I could find a place that has zero.
I'm looking. No, no. Like United Kingdom is actually 0.1%. That's like the lowest. There's still going to be people who die of starvation, right? We understand that, but we have a more probability of somebody being having obesity than starving. Like
Would you?
if you have 100 people,
Can I ask you a question?
yes,
Do you think it's the most important specifically to ensure that you can reduce the amount of people that as much as you possibly can?
no, yes, but it's a matter of fact that people are going to die of starvation.
Okay, so
But
let's
it's
address
very,
let's address
very
let,
less. It's
let's address
very,
some of
very
these.
less in the United States.
Let's
And
address.
you
Wait. Saying that there are less deaths in the United States compared to other places around the world does not mean that we can't reduce the likelihood of people in the United States due to due to starvation. Secondly, if you want to address like health in this
we're
country, the
talking
way that we
about a
the way,
couple
hold up, let me please
hundred
finish. Let me
people.
please finish. Let me please finish. The way that we address health in this country is specifically by having a broader access to health insurance in this country, is by not reducing people's access to food. Reducing people's access to food and reducing people's access to health insurance literally makes health worse in this country. You know what also makes health worse in this country? Saying that Tylenol causes autism when there's no evidence indicating
No,
that.
I would say
There's no
no
good
because
evidence
Tylenol is
indicating
fully
that
regulated.
Tylenol during pregnancy causes autism.
Yeah, I know. Then and I think that's stupid because we got to understand that Tylenol, Advil, Aleve are highly regulated medicines in the world
So then why is Donald Trump saying that? So then why is
because
he
they
saying
want to
that
push out
there are
their
no
agenda with the
negatives by not
vaccines
taking
and stuff.
Tylenol when it's one of the most important things for people to have access to during the context of
See,
pregnancy
I love
because
how
there's
you move the
essentially no other
goalpost.
options.
Parker moved the goalpost from starving kids to Tylenol.
Wait, I'm
Great,
talking about
great move,
wait,
Parker.
you brought up health and I'm addressing how this administration is actively harming people's health in this country by
Yeah, like
lying to them. Wait,
RFK.
you understand that they're being lied to. When Donald Trump says that there's no negatives to not taking Tylenol during the context of pregnancy for people that need it, you understand it is the case that they literally will be in worse sets of conditions for their health, for the health of the pregnancy, right? And that's going to harm people who are actively
You
pregnant.
diverted. You heavily diverted.
You brought this up
We
and I
were talking
responded to
about
it.
starving people. You're worried about less than 1,000 people per year who die in
Wait,
America
I'm
of
sorry. Yes, I
starvation.
am worried about people who die to starvation in this country regardless of the number of
How
people.
many people in our 360 million, 340
I'm
million? How
sorry.
many
Just
people?
wait. I'm sorry. Do you not care about 1,000 people? Like that's ridiculous.
It's gonna
One is too
never
many.
happen.
I don't
It's
think
gonna
anyone.
never.
I don't think anyone should starve in this country. No one. Not a single person in the richest country in the history of the world. Not a single person in this country should starve to death.